Incoming message.
Inbox draw for Super League Promotion Playoff Final. Sporting Kansas City. Get in! Come on!
Sometimes you're a fire, sometimes you're a ghost. Sometimes you can give me all the things that I love the most. Sometimes you're a queen, sometimes you're a curse, and sometimes a whole lot worse. Yeah, nobody's quite like you.
Hello everyone and welcome to episode 43 of Blue Whale Worldwide here on Shaun Does FM, and today is the final episode of this save as we take on Olympiakos in the promotion playoff. That's why we were looking quite happy in the intro. The team that we wanted, we have got in a one-game shootout to try and make our way to the Premier League to finish this save here in this World Super League database at Sporting Kansas City. So if you're looking forward to that game, then do remember to go down below, leave a thumbs up on the video, and if you haven't done so already, also consider hitting that subscribe button and turning that notification bell on, especially as shortly off the back of this, we will be starting off our taking over Tottenham save on the Football Manager 2022 beta, because that has come out this morning as I film this episode. So I'm going to be doing that straight off the back of this. But if you missed yesterday's episode where we did clinch the Brasileiro Serie A title, and I will leave linked that above my head in the top right corner, we have been drawn against Olympiakos, the Serie A champions. So of the teams that were in the promotion playoff race, I think we've done pretty well there. You look at the other ties, Wolfsburg, Chelsea, that's a really strong playoff, in Porto, Sampdoria and the other one. So I said we'd probably prefer one of Olympiakos and Sampdoria, and we have got our wish and should have a decent chance of making our way to the Premier League to finish this save. But we played 2 games to wrap up the league season off the back of securing the title in yesterday's episode, so we'll quickly show you guys the highlights of those games. First off, we did take on Tigres at home. It took us a wee while to break down these guys, but eventually we did just after the hour mark, playing out from the back. Ryan Wintle, long ball over the top. Makoko just gets to the left of his defender, buries it in the bottom left corner, and we did go 1-0 up. And then right before full time, as we entered injury time, we did seal things. Cisneros off the bench, making his way infield, plays the ball to Jones, nice ball there for Makoko, slots in the back of the net to secure us a good 2-0 win. Stats-wise, absolutely dominated this game and kept a good little bit of momentum going into the last game of the season. Against Internacional, this one away from home, and again, we opened the scoring this time a lot earlier at the 22-minute mark. Ambroise Ziongo making his way down the left, another long ball over the top for Yusufa Makoko, who buries that in the bottom right corner after missing a few good chances before that, so that was nice to see. Unfortunately, not long after that, a really sloppy bit of work at the back from a direct free kick there to concede the equaliser, and it was 1-1 at halftime. But luckily, we got our act into gear in the second half. Johnny Russell missing there, but luckily the rebound off the post falls very kindly to Yusufa Makoko. He gets a double, and not long after that, we secured the win. Bjortuft from the corner to make it 3-1. So 2 wins since yesterday's episode, keeping up this really good patch of form that we've got going since the midway point of the season. So we've kept this momentum going, and that was the main thing going into this promotion playoff. Also helping in that game, Nonato getting a red card with about 20 minutes to go. That really did make sure that we could just ease our boys into this promotion playoff game a week after this one. But unfortunately, we do come into today's game with a few injuries as well as the suspensions. First off, the injuries. Ezekiel Unsane, the goalkeeper, has twisted his knee. He's going to be out for 1 more day. Luckily, it's an injury that he has recommended he can play through. So we are going to risk him with this one-off game, the last game of the save. And also our backup box-to-box midfielder, Lucas Franco, has pulled a calf muscle, so he will not be risked. It does mean that Remy Walter will come back into the squad for this game. But the suspension, unfortunately, I forgot about it going into that last International game, and that is Ryan Wintle. He picked up too many yellow cards, and unfortunately it's going to rule him out of this promotion playoff. So that was a big bugger up from me there, it has to be said. So he's going to be out for this game. It means that Walter on the bench, as I said, and Doyle Hayes is going to come in as the starting Carolero. You'll also notice we've only got the 2 midfielders on the bench with that injury to Unsane. Just wanted to make sure if anything happened to him, we had some goalkeeping cover. So Remy Deschamps on the bench just to make sure there. So a bit of a different balance we've got for this game. The other thing, Rashid Gazelle has recovered from the injury he had in yesterday's episode, but has not started a game for us since then, so is going to be bench impact Johnny F. and Russell in a decent little patch of form can keep his spot in the first 11. But it's a pretty good team, not ideal with a little niggly injury to Unsane and that suspension to Wintle and Gazelle being a little bit unfit. But hopefully against Olympiakos, this is a game that we are capable of winning to end the save, and hopefully we can finish it up in the Premier League. I will leave a link to the end of the save file down in the description as well if you guys do want to continue with this save in Football Manager 2021. But without any further ado, we will play this game at Old Trafford against Olympiakos, where hopefully we can earn our way up to the Premier League. And here are the team sheets for this game. TV coverage there is Olympiakos, a 4-2-3-1 in sort of mixed form. So that's something we definitely have in our favour. And there is our team as we ran through it before. A few little changes there due to injuries and suspensions. But hopefully we can get the job done here in this one-game shootout against Olympiakos for the right to play in the Premier League next season. 11 minutes gone here, and we have the first highlight of thrown to Olympiakos on the halfway line. They, of course, are in the red. We have slightly edged things in these opening few minutes stats-wise, but this is the first highlight. We'll get shown in Bernat finding a lot of space there. Down the left, Pozzuelo given far too much space in the box, and that is a dreadful start for us here at Old Trafford. We go 1-0 down after 11 minutes. I do believe in our boys. I believe that we can come back from this because we've been so good in the second part of the season. So we're not going to hit the panic button yet, but it is a poor start for us. Given far too much space to get that header off there is Pozzuelo. Just trying to see who might have left him alone there. I think it might be Bjortuft. And unfortunately, after 14 minutes, we are 1-0 down. 21 minutes gone here. It's another throw to Olympiakos in the rain here in Manchester. Pepe puts the ball in. Vandenberg will clear that. Russell, unfortunately, heading that back out to Pepe. And from the highlights we're seeing so far, Olympiakos are looking quite dangerous. Hopefully, we can keep them to only one goal in this game, but looking quite threatening at the moment. Bernat will put a ball in there for Quenner, I believe it was, but luckily Ayongo with the block. We would deal with the danger and keep it at 1-0 to Olympiakos. And shortly off the back of that highlight, a corner here to Olympiakos. It is Bjortuft who will deal with that. Makoko on the retreat. Good pace from him to get on the ball, and he makes his way down the right. Johnny F. and Russell. Can he find someone in the middle of the box? Busio on the volley tries to put that top left corner just over the bar, and it does remain 1-0. And that is half-time in this promotion playoff. All the highlights, apart from that last one where Busio had the volley going over the bar, have been in their favour. Olympiakos as that is, but stats-wise, we're not doing too badly in this game, so still not going to push the panic button just yet, but we are going to make one change at half-time. Doyle Hayes on a 6.5 rating. Feel we can improve this, so we'll try Remy Walter in that Carolero role, and we'll see if we can get an equalising goal or a few to try and win this game in the second half. 1-0 down at half-time. And we do get shown the kickoff highlight here from the restart. As you can see, that change has gone through at the moment for us. Sasha Jala, again, having a very good game. He's been very consistent in that DM role for us here this season at SKC, our captain. But Olympiakos starting off the second half just as well as they did the first. That's a good block there from Busio. Again, that time from Ayongo. So they're all over us early in the second half. A ball played in. Bjortuft will win the header, and we might get them on the counter-attack here as Makoko retreats to get the ball. Can he play a pass? He might look to go himself. He gets a shot off, unfortunately. That one straight at Jose Zar. And just after half-time, it remains 1-0 Olympiakos. Okay, 51 minutes gone here. We're going to make our second change of this game. Johnny F. and Russell only on a 6.6 rating and is down to a yellow heart. So we're going to bring on Rashid Gazelle. Not very fit, but hopefully that little bit of extra quality can help us out in this situation. Still 1-0 down with 40 minutes to play. 58 minutes gone. It's a throw-in, albeit deep inside our own half, but hopefully we can get something going here because at the moment we're not really doing much that we can see highlight-wise. A couple of shots, but nothing overly threatening. Makoko, though, on the wrong side of his man. That is awful from Yusufa Makoko. That's a terrible shot, and it does remain 1-0 to Olympiakos. Okay, up to the 71-minute mark here, we're going to make the suggested change. Felix Mecha, who has been very lethal in front of goal for us this season, not doing it today, down to a red heart as well. Ozzy Cisneros has been really good off the bench this season, so we'll see what he can do. That's our last change. Worth noting, Sampdoria beating Porto in the other playoff that's taking place today, but we're still a goal down with 15 minutes to go. And with that in mind, we will just up our passing directness, tell the boys to be more expressive as well, try and get something going late here in these last few minutes. Very late in this game, and unfortunately nothing really happening for us. We're going to make another tactical switch here, tell the boys to be standard passing, extremely high tempo, but doesn't look like it's going to be our day unless we can pull something out of the bag really late, and we do have a free kick here. This would be a brilliant time to score with 4 minutes left. Makoko back to Cisneros, loses the ball. Makoko in at the near post, his 23rd goal of the season, and just before full time, we get it back to 1-1, and you love to see that. He's missed a couple of decent chances today, most notably the most recent one, which went almost off into the sideline, but this time a little bit of luck there. Cisneros on the ball. A couple players try to tackle him. The ball falls very kindly to Makoko, and with not long left in this game, we do get it back to 1-1, and it looks like there's going to be another highlight here. We'll just tell the boys to go back to how they usually play, because extra time, not the worst for us here, as we have grabbed a bit of momentum back in this game. That's a poor throw in, and Busio makes his way down the left. Can we finish this game with an absolute flurry? Tackle, ball falls to Walter. Gazelle, Makoko, his shot saved. Cisneros, top right corner. 2 late goals in injury time, and we might be making our way through to the Premier League. What a finish that is from us. We are going to pull back the boys immediately. Now, Aussie Cisneros, a player who was here right at the start of the save in the under-18s. He may have just got the goal that will see us through to the Premier League. We'll slow the tempo down, time waste a little bit, tell the guys to be more disciplined, get these inverted wingers on support. But that is a massive goal for Aussie Cisneros, and a couple of late daggers from us to come from 1-0 behind in injury time. First through Makoko, this time through Cisneros. Bit of luck in both goals, it has to be said. Some block shots, the ball falling kindly for us, but Cisneros just puts that in inside the far post, and we've only got 2 minutes now to hold out. 1 minute. Can we cling on? 10 seconds. It's into added time. 95 minutes now, and it is full time, and Sporting Kansas City have made their way to the Premier League in this World Super League save. And what a game to finish Football Manager 2021 on the channel here as well. We played pretty well throughout it, but it wasn't reflected in those opening 90 minutes. But late on Makoko, and then only 1 minute later, Aussie Cisneros get goals. And next season, if you guys choose to play this save, you'll be taking part in the Premier League. So that is a really nice way to finish this save. A heck of a game. Not too many highlights, but the way it played out, just a nuts finish to that game. And next season, Sporting Kansas City are in the Premier League. And back in the inbox after that absolutely ridiculous finish to that last game of this save, we are making our way to the Premier League. We get 1 million for winning that game, and we make our way up a little bit further. We are going to the Premier League. We have got Sporting Kansas City into the top 20 teams in the world in only 3 seasons after starting off in the 3rd tier. So ideally, we would have had a little bit more time in this save. You can blame the Hexagon challenge somewhat for that. I think it just took a little bit longer to complete to try and get the save going a little bit more, but that's still a pretty good accomplishment, getting an MLS team up to the Premier League, where really it's dominated by European giants. We'll have a look at the budget for next season, just in case you guys are interested in picking up the save, and it is 47 million. Goodness gracious me. I would have liked that a bit earlier. I think one of the things that hurt us last season was the fact that we didn't get the budget that we were promised after the first season. We were promised about 15 million, and we only got 5, I think, in the end, and that really didn't help us in that first season coming out of the MLS League. But in the end, in the second season, we did enough to pretty comfortably win the league in the end, getting the job done by 10 points. I didn't show you guys that prior to the first game of today's episode, but yeah, 10 points is what we won the league by in the end, so very comfortable there, and coming from behind very late against Olympiakos at Old Trafford to earn promotion to the Premier League, almost you could say in Fergie time. So a big budget for you guys to work with, and everyone very happy with us. Busio, we kept the club in the most recent transfer window, despite AC Milan, who did take out the Premier League this season, having interest in him. So he will get to play Premier League football, so that should keep him nice and happy. I suppose the one concern going into next season, if you take over this team, you're going to need to try and get a good striker back, because at the moment we've got Anthony Reyes, who is very promising, but not quite there yet. Maybe you need to try and get Makoko back on loan, or even configure a deal with installments so that you can get him to the club on a permanent basis, because he has been sensational for us. And we've just made our way forward a further day before we wrap this save up, and the other team getting promoted alongside us in Sampdoria, who somewhat upset Porto, so maybe it's lucky we didn't get those guys. And the team that went up the following day, also at Old Trafford, Chelsea, going back to the Premier League after getting relegated from it in the first season. They defeat Wolfsburg 2-1. So those are similar teams that you're going to have to deal with in the Premier League next season. If we make our way up a little bit to the Premier League, you'll be able to see the other teams who will be there: Tottenham, Valencia, Leipzig. PSG had a real shocker this season. Dortmund down there, as well as Real Madrid, Man United a wee way down, Barcelona, Bayern Munich in 9th. They probably won't be too happy with that. Arsenal in 8th, Lazio in 7th, Atletico Madrid in 6th. Decent seasons for all those teams. Into 5th, Man City fell to 4th. Liverpool, our affiliate club, which that will not be the case anymore, finishing 3rd. They could not go 3 in a row because Juventus and by some margin AC Milan did pip them to those top 2 spots. AC Milan winning the Premier League title fairly comfortably. But that will do it for this Blue Hole Worldwide save. Hopefully you guys did enjoy it. Wanted to do a save with Sporting Kansas City. I think this was a little bit more interesting than doing an MLS save, where these guys would have been pretty strongly favoured anyway, and in the end we kind of won what was essentially an MLS come Liga MX League in the first season of this save anyway. So gave us a little bit more progression than what we would have got in the MLS pyramid, and in the end made our way up to the Premier League. And if you want to take over this save, I imagine you'll be heavily favoured to be getting relegated next season, especially without Makoko. So a good challenge for you guys who will still be playing Football Manager 2021. But if you did enjoy this series, if you enjoyed today's video, then do make sure to go down below, leave a thumbs up on it, and also subscribe to the channel and turn that notification bell on as well, so you are informed when Football Manager 2022 content does drop. It should be very, very shortly off the back of when this video does go live. I think we might be doing a double upload fairly shortly off the back of one another to start taking over Tottenham and have a look at the squad that we will be inheriting in that save. And until the next time I see you, thank you very much for watching. Keep on keeping on, and I'll see you then. Cheers.
Sometimes